Welcome to the Jill on Money Show. It is Friday, June 23rd, and we are here trying to help you make better financial decisions. Maybe we're helping you make big life transitions. Maybe it's a specific investment question. Maybe you're wondering what's going to be going on in the second half of this year. Here is a breaking news bulletin. I don't know. And maybe you want to make sure that you've got a portfolio that is able to withstand highs and lows in the natural turn of events. Whatever it is that's on your mind, we'd love to hear from you. All you need to do is go to our website, jillonmoney.com. Click the Contact Us button. Let us know if you'd be willing to come on the air by checking the little box. Today, we are joined by Melissa, who's on the line from the Sunshine State. Hello, Melissa. How are you?
I'm terrific, Jill. Thank you, and hope the same for you.
Absolutely. What brings you to us today?
Well, I've been listening to your podcast now for several months because a friend of mine turned me on to your podcast and suggested that I listen because I had interest in retiring or semi-retiring. And I've gotten a lot of insights from your program and just thought I'd reach out and get some advice from you.
That's fabulous. So thank you to your friend. Who should we give her a shout out or him a shout out?
Her name is Cheryl.
Cheryl, thank you. You know, by the way, that's how we grow the audience. Just go out and tell 5 people about this. Maybe 2 people would be great. Just everyone tell 2 people. All right, Melissa, tell us what's happening and how we're going to get you onto a new pathway, maybe an off-ramp towards retirement.
So I've been working roughly 38 years, same industry.
Roughly.
And recently turned 60. And my spouse is going to turn 72. And so I feel like I'm missing out. And I work in a very high profile, high pressure, I would say, industry. Mm-hmm. And have had a wonderful, wonderful career. But I find myself being drawn to retiring or semi-retiring because I have some fear of missing out on time.
Well, I mean, I get that. I do totally get that. So how much are you earning right now, Melissa?
Over $300,000 a year.
Oh my God. And your spouse was working and is now fully retired?
Yes, been fully retired for several years.
Okay. Spouse receive any income like a pension or any sort, or just, Social Security? Give me the little bit of the breakdown there.
Waited till 70 and including her pension is roughly $3,500 a month, and then is on Medicare, obviously, in addition to that. Mm-hmm. And we did some supplemental as well, but the penalty for her is pretty significant because of my income.
No one really talks about that, right? I mean, I have to say that's one of those unfortunate surprises of having a ton of money and making a ton. I shouldn't say a ton, making a lot of money, because everybody, when you're listening to this is the IRMA charges. And IRMA is a surcharge on your cost of Medicare. Okay. If you make more than a certain amount of money. So for example, Melissa and wife, they earn, let me just look at this, between $366,000 to $750,000. That's probably right where you guys are. And you have to pay an extra almost $433 a month. That's a real number, right?
It is real.
So when you said the RMD and Social Security, and you said $3,500 a month, was that net to you guys?
That's net.
Okay. So that's coming in no matter what.
Correct.
What is the size of the retirement account? So let's go through and do some assets, and let's just see what you have, and let's see if we can get you to enjoy the years that, and that you feel good about that. So what do we have saved?
So I had roughly $1 million in my 401k. And when I turned 59 and a half, I rolled it over into my Fidelity account. Mm-hmm. And it has grown nicely so far. Mm-hmm. And then have that plus at least a 12-month emergency fund, an estimated $300,000 in year to 2-year CDs. I have those all kind of escalating at different times.
Oh, so it's like a laddered
Yes, a
CD,
ladder.
300,000. I just want to go back to the $1 million. Is that in a rollover account?
Yes, it is.
So an IRA rollover, which is worth now $1 million or more than $1 million?
About $1,100,000.
Okay. Any current money that is in other retirement plans for you?
Well, I have probably 3 other annuities that are valued at an estimated $700,000.
Oh my!
And
Okay.
and then a life insurance of policy with New York Life at $160,000 cash value.
On your 300,000 of income, are you putting money into retirement or not?
I've been anything I have that's puts me over my emergency fund. I just keep rolling it into CDs.
Okay.
At this point.
Okay. I got it. Because you're building up your non-retirement reserves.
Correct.
I gotcha. Very smart. Okay. Any brokerage account, just a non-retirement brokerage?
No. I've like 20,000 in the Series I bonds. And then the house/condo is paid off.
How much is that worth?
Estimated $450,000 to $500,000.
Your spouse, the fully retired one, the one whom you want to spend some time with eventually, but now just is the source of all of your jealousy and envy for being retired.
Exactly. That's exactly.
Damn you for retiring.
Exactly.
Can you tell me the rundown of assets that are in your spouse's name?
Roughly about $100,000 in her accounts. I mean, she's been retired for roughly 25 years.
Wow. How much do you think you guys need to live on?
We've done the estimate on that. I'd like to have it set at about $10,000 a month.
So we know that she has this $3,500 a month coming in. What's your Social Security estimate at, say, I don't know, 70?
I did that recently. Now you're going to quiz me. I think it's somewhere around 4,500, 4,100 in that range.
Okay, 4,500. Are there any other obligations that you guys have? Kids, a parent for you or her, like anything else that's out there?
No.
Build me the scenario that you would like to happen. You're not going to go from 300 to 0. So what do you think could happen as an interim? What gets you to working less stress? What would that be for you?
I would like to take some time off.
Okay. Tell more though. Say more, because if you're a high-powered person, you're 60 years old, even if you took time off, I just hesitate to think that you would be going to doing absolutely nothing. Have you thought about what else that other thing might be?
Yeah, I have put some thought into that. I have found some other personal interests. All I've done really is work for the last 38 years. So, reconnecting with things that I used to do. I have had some interest in doing some teaching. I still believe that public schools serve a purpose, and I feel like I have something to offer. But at this point in time, it's really hard for me to even take those considerations because of the demand on my job.
Yeah, and your time.
And my time.
Right.
Yeah.
Melissa's kicking butt. She's working her fanny off. She makes $300,000 a year. She's now building up her non-retirement assets. So she's got this $300,000 in laddered CDs. That's kind of just think of that as your liquid fund that could get you to the next place. In addition, in her retirement accounts, $1.1 million, $700,000 in annuities, and then a life insurance cash value of $160,000. So let's just put that at $2 million. Between age 60 and age 70, remember what we have to do, gang. She said, we need $10,000 a month, right? We have $3,500 a month coming in. So we need $6,500 a month, right? For the next 10 years, essentially. Okay. So we need $80,000 a year. The question is, can we do this solely on the money she has saved? And Mark, what do you think about that?
Can they do it? Yes, they can do it based on the numbers that they have right now. Not a ton of wiggle room.
Yeah, because a lot of your money has not yet been taxed. So even if we said the Fidelity annuities, let's annuitize these things. Let's get your money out over the next 10 years. Let's live on that. yeah, you could do that, no sweat. But, what's going to end up happening is that'll be depleted, right? And you still have a life ahead of you. So I would say that if you went from 300 to say making like a little bit of money between now and say even just the next few years, just I don't say you have to go 300, but could you see yourself teaching and doing this, that, and the other thing and making a little bit of money? We also have to pay for your health insurance. Don't forget for the next 5 years.
Yes.
So if you could get something where, the next 5 years, you're enjoying yourself, you're active, you're engaged, you have a little of income and you get your health insurance paid for, I'd feel more comfortable with the plan. Because right now, what this plan is looking like is that you need to have a 4% withdrawal rate, right? You have to pull out this money, you have to pull out 80 grand from 2 million. And that's a little aggressive for me.
Well, and I don't see myself being able to just be retired long term.
Yeah.
I think that it's in the DNA to keep working. It's just the prospect of leaving this level of pay is scary.
But you don't have to go, honest to God. I want you to hear this. You do not have to, you're used to making this kind of money and you've made this money. That is not the requirement to make this plan a little bit more comfortable for you. I would say that if you could like literally make $80,000 a year, that would be fantastic. That will make me feel more comfortable about the next few years. I don't think it's more than that. Do you, Mark?
No. She's got a lot of money saved. I mean, having this huge salary has allowed you to save all of this money. So you no longer have to have this huge salary.
So now what you've done is you've sort of created this off-ramp for yourself. And the off-ramp is the one, it's like, okay, I'm getting off the highway. I'm speeding along 95. I don't know what's the middle of Orlando or whatever you are, wherever the middle is for you. You're speeding down 95. You're careening towards southern Florida on 95. Can you tap on the brakes? Can you go from, 65 miles an hour and tap your brakes on and then go 45 miles on the off ramp before you go 30 miles when you got to the local roads? That to me is what the metaphor is for you.
Well, that's what I'd like to do. I just was looking for some feedback to assure me that I could do that. And
I think you can. I really do. And I do think that, listen, when there's an age disparity between spouses, I've run across this problem often where people are like, my spouse is like knocking around having a great time and I'm killing myself. Or alternatively, my spouse is knocking around and I really don't want to just knock around. I want to do something. And you have to know yourself. You really do.
Well, I just feel like there's some opportunity for us to enjoy life at this point, and I have some fear of missing out.
You're not going to miss out. I think you're in great shape. I really do. I think you're going to be able to do this. I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
I really am. Now, just one last thing. Do you have all your estate documents done?
Yes, we have a will is completed, power of attorney, things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
There were some other documents I think that I would like to get done, but she's been hesitant. There's some decisions about who gets what if both of us were to pass at the same time. And so those things are kind of on my mind. But again, just finding the time to be able to take care of those on my schedule is
okay.
Is
I have to laugh because this was like the only problem that Jackie and I had in our estate process was then when you do those weird things like, well, wait a second. If we die together, then who gets this thing, right? And then it was like, well, wait, if you die and then I die 8 hours later, what happens? And there's like this very strange thing about order of death that might, because neither of us have children. So now it's like, oh, well, what about my nieces and nephews? And like some nieces and nephews could use money more than other nieces and nephews. You know what I mean? So I actually think having those conversations they're hard. I would encourage you, if you really do have an opinion about it, to push a little bit. It doesn't really matter. You guys are both going to be in very good shape. And I don't want it to be divisive, but it would be nice to just have it down on paper.
Well, I'm going to make her listen to this.
Okay. Listen. Hey, Melissa's wife, listen. It's okay. I know it's weird, but give your money away. You'll feel good. Or just give it all to charity. That's the other option as well.
I like that option.
That's not bad. Anything else for us?
Jill and Mark, appreciate you taking time to speak with me today. I feel a lot better about where I can go with this and a
Fantastic.
plan. Yes, I really do appreciate it. I'm glad I reached out.
I am so happy you did as well. And if you, like Melissa and her spouse, are thinking about these issues, or maybe they have to come on together, Mark, maybe we should start doing live estate planning as an episode and knock out the documents or whatever the point of contention is. Let's knock it out and help people get where they need to go. If you need some assistance, just go to jillonmoney.com, click the contact us button, and do let us know if you would be willing to come on the air. Don't forget, you can buy the book, The Great Money Reset, where we talk about a lot of these issues in the book. You can do that right on the website. You can subscribe to our news service, Jill on Money Live. And it's Friday, so let's do some business. Our music is composed by Joel Goodman. Karen Kranick is our web queen. Mark Talercio is our executive producer. We are distributed by Cadence 13. Put your hands metaphorically on someone's back. Change your work, change your wealth, change your life. Thank you for listening, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.